Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video we're finally going to get in and start working on the character sheet. You might recall in one of the earlier videos we imported the character sheet template. So Psicodelix has really awesomely created templates for the character sheet, for the party sheet and for the combat tracker. So they're probably the three most complex elements in the game. And he's also created a whole OGL rule set that you can import and just have at it and really simply convert that to some pretty cool rule sets without too much experience at all. But anyway, we've got here the frame or the window class called car sheet, and this is the main frame that your character that holds everything on your character sheet. There's a couple of core elements to this. We've got the portrait. We've got the character's name, we've got a token field, a chat window, we've got the tabs on the right, and then over here we've got some sub-windows. So we've got sub-windows for main, abilities, inventory and notes, and they contain other classes. Like for example, notes sub-window contains a class which is car sheet notes, which is this window over here, and once again this is created for Core RPG, and we'd be able to edit that. We're not going to use that one for the moment. We're just going to start on the car sheet. So we're going to make some changes to that one just now. The first thing I've done is I've created a frame called title box, and my frame has got a black border and it's got a 20 pixel high black section underneath, and so my intention is to put the labels over the black section and put the string fields and probably number fields in this light colored section. We can see that green shows my 9 slices internal frame, so everything to the left of that line is left, so top left, left and bottom left. Everything to the right of this, the same. We've got top right, right and bottom right. So everything below this line is bottom, so left, bottom and bottom right, and everything above this line we've got is top, so top left, top and top right. So we can just see there's just two pixels for these top edges of the frame and 20 for this black section. Anyway, let's have at it. I'm actually going to hammer this out and then I'm going to show you the output. Alright, so I've been busy working away at the sheet, and I've made a couple of changes. Firstly, I've made the sheet wider. I've made the sheet taller, but that won't matter just at the moment. I've made this portrait section bigger. I've actually made it bigger than what it's showing here, and so on another video we're going to look at what extra code we need to do to allow this to be bigger. I've got 3 text fields. We've got our name, our class and our race, and I've got 2 number fields, level and XP. Now they look to be the same, you know, layout wise, and they look identical, the string fields and number fields, but they contain different data at the back end, and we're going to have a look at that in a sec. So back in my rule set wizard, we'll start at the top. So the first thing I did was portrait base and portrait. Now portrait base is this graphic here that we can see that just shows the placeholder for where your portrait will appear, and then we've got the portrait itself, which will hold the portrait that the player chooses for their character. It's set in top. Now both of those I increased from 45 by 45 to 90 by 90, and I've repositioned them slightly. Next we've got some our 3 text fields, and what I've done with the text field is I've set the text field here, and I've incorporated the frame into the text field. So we can see that I've set a frame called title box. That was the one we created earlier. I've got an internal offset, so that means that the content that I put in this string will start 8 pixels from the left, and it will never go more than further than 8 pixels from the right hand side. The 20 at the bottom is this black section. It means that I'll always have a 20 pixel high section for me to put the label in. If we scroll down, well, at the top here we can see it's a string field, and I've given the name, and we've also got class and race for these other ones. So string field, then I've got a label. Now my label is called name underscore label, or class underscore label, or race underscore label. Its text is name, the font is sheet text, it's an inbuilt Core RPG one, and the font color I've set to white, obviously because it's on top of this black or near black background. That's the same for these. We've got name label, class label, race label. When we look at these number fields, we can see at the top that they're number fields rather than string fields. I've set a default value of 0, a minimum value of 0, and I've set no key edit. These will probably be updated by the drag and drop of levels or whatever. Maybe that won't be the way. We'll see as we go on. Again, we've got the title box, we've got the frame offset. The one other thing I want to show you here on these, and also our labels are just level underscore label and XP underscore label. One other thing for the string fields, by default there's an underline offset of 1, and that would put a line under our text. But because of this graphic element, the way this is laid out, it's quite obvious where this is. I've removed that, and I don't remove it by making that 0, I remove it by clearing it altogether. If we set this to 0, it just means that the line bumps right up underneath the text. So they are my fields. We've adjusted the portrait, we've modified name, and then we've added these additional fields for class, race, level, and XP. No coding still. We're all still doing graphical bits and pieces here. Alright, see you again soon.